Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video, and we're going to talk about a newly shown items from New York Toy Fair 2019, and this time is some Marvel Legends figures. And I'm not sure if these are all going to be comprised in the same wave, or if these are some figures from different waves. But I believe this is going to be an X-Men wave? ? Not quite sure. Obviously, the two most well-known characters in this wave are both like strictly X-Men characters, so that's what. I'm sure they're going to be in an X-Men wave. As far as the others, I don't know if they're going to be in the same wave with them, or if they're going to be in like some Avengers wave, or because Avengers seems to be like the line to throw all the random ones in, and a lot of these are really kind of randomer characters in my opinion. But anyway. There's some interesting figures here, so definitely some worth talking about. Starting off just left to right, we'll talk about Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister is a big X-Men villain. This figure does look nice. Now, he does look big enough that I could see Hasbro being, like, putting him as the Build-A-Figure of a wave. I've looked at everybody who's posted a picture of Mr. Sinister, and not a single person has said that this is a Build-A-Figure, or even hinted at it, or rumored it, or anything like that. So, because of that, I don't think he is going to be the Build-A-Figure, but he's big enough that I could see Hasbro putting him as the Build-A-Figure, so it's possible, but I don't think he is, which I'm happy about, because in my opinion, he's not big enough to be a Build-A-Figure. But he is a really nice, just regular figure, and I do like the look of this figure. I like the metallic blue. I'm hoping that in person it has that kind of nice dark metallic blue to it, because that does look very cool. The cape itself is really grand, which of course it should be, and it looks great. It really does. And then the rest of him, he's a chunkier character, which is nice. And then the face sculpt I do like. Looks very clean there, and I do like the big smile on him. So that looks like quite a nice figure. I definitely am gonna want to have that in my collection. I think that's going to be a nice addition. Then we have Nightcrawler, who's one of my favorite X-Men characters. And this is a nice classic design for his costume, which I'm happy about. It looks like we're getting a lot of classic X-Men characters. Or not just classic X-Men characters, but we're getting X-Men characters in really classic costumes, which is very cool. I'm happy about that. Who knows, like Mr. Sinister and Nightcrawler might be in a double pack together or something. But this Nightcrawler looks really great. Looks like, I mean, obviously the feet and the hands are totally new sculpts. The tail is new, and it also looks like his kind of shoulder pad pieces are attached to his body, so the majority of this figure might be a completely new sculpt, which is really cool. He comes with his classic sword, which I think looks really nice, and I like the deep blue that he has. I'm hoping in person it's that deep of a blue for his face and his tail. That looks like a great figure. The only thing I could really hope for is like some what's it called, kind of like purple smoke effects, similar to what we got with like Mysterio, or even I'll be doing a separate video on these guys, so that's why it's not really framed up here, but like this, the water on Hydro Man, that would be really cool if they did that and made it like purple and allowed you to be able to attach it to Nightcrawler, so it looks like he's kind of about to poof into smoke. I think that would be cool. And then the next one we have is Cannonball, which is a character that I'm not too familiar with, to be perfectly honest. Figure-wise, I think it looks great. I really do. I like it looks like it's a completely new sculpt, which is cool, first of all. The face sculpt, I like the expression to it. And then he does have the nice big jacket and big leather gloves, which I think look really nice. And then the neatest thing about him, obviously, is that the bottom half of his body is just a big explosion, which is just, it's cool. I like that explosion piece, and I think that it fits on him really nicely. You know, it would be cool if he does come with interchangeable, like, lower half of his body, so you can have him with his regular legs, but I really do like the kind of explosion piece. I think that it's a really nice looking figure. Character-wise, again, I'm not too into him, though, but figure-wise, he looks great. Then we have Boom Boom. I have no idea who this is, and this must be a very obscure person. Figure-wise, it's not looking too amazing. Like, she's a pretty standard woman body sculpt. The shoes are the only thing that I can see that's kind of unique. The jacket might be unique as well. The head sculpt's obviously unique, but there's not a ton going on there. She's got the big visors, no expression in the face, which is disappointing. The coolest thing about her is the hand that she has that's kind of going into like a smoke or a fire kind of accessory. So, I mean, that looks nice. Overall, just because I'm not huge on the character, I can't say too much about this figure, but, you know, there she is. And then the last one we have here is a Rock Python. This is another member of the Serpent Society. So to be honest, I'm not liking the look of the character just in general. I don't like the kind of two tones of blue. He looks very cartoony and just a little ridiculous. A lot of the Serpent Society characters look ridiculous, but he looks like especially ridiculous. You know, that's a pretty high honor if you can look ridiculous in a group where everybody looks ridiculous. He's just, yeah, he's looking a little too ridiculous for me. I probably will get him just because I like building teams, and the Serpent Society is just such an obscure team, and I have the other members of it that they've released, so it will be nice to add another member to it, I guess, with a rock python here. His name is as ridiculous as his look. But yeah, overall, these are an interesting supply of figures. Again, I don't know how these go together, if this is like, if a couple of these are going to come in 2 packs, or if they're all going to be individual figures, and if they're going to be from the same wave or different waves or whatever. I'm not 100% sure. Mr. Sinister and Nightcrawler are the 2 most well-known of these 5 characters, and I definitely think that they look the best in my opinion. Cannonball, again, don't know too much about him, but he looks really cool. Boom Boom, not a big fan of the look or anything really about her. And then Rock Python, it's nice to get another member to a team, but just not a figure that looks particularly interesting. So this is a weird mix of characters. That's why I kind of threw them all into their video alone. But yeah, again, I mean, if you're a big fan of some of these really obscure characters, I'm sure you're gonna love some of these. But there you go. That's my thoughts on these new Marvel Legends figures shown at New York Toy Fair 2019. Let me know what you guys think of them, and thanks so much for watching.